Well, there's a bit of a delay in the cricket up at the Gabba. Leaden skies, humid conditions. I could be a commentator. But I've got some news, and I thought I'd turn it into an episode, because I do when I haven't got time to type it. Right, so where am I? I'm in Hungary, and pardon the hair. Really didn't get time to comb it today. But I'm in Hungary. And that's near Turkey. But what's happening? Oh yeah, I was in Poland recently, and when I visit a joint, I'm there in all periods of time at once. You know, when I was in Poland, I was there 1,000 years ago, I was there 700 years ago, I was there 200 years ago, I was there now. Actually, I avoid now. Yeah, everybody knows about now. Funny thing about Poland and Hungary, sometimes I see the right-wing comments here and there. You know, every time you hear about immigrants in Europe, don't go, you know, if you see a post about that somewhere, you know, I saw a post, it had this bleach white girl. She almost looked albino, but she wasn't. Yeah, she definitely looked Scandinavian, and they had her, and they and she had this shocked, horrified, frightened look on her face in this little video, which was absolutely doctored, and just this look of impending doom all over her face, somewhere between a normal face and that Scream painting, if you know it. You know, she's halfway, yeah, she's distressed. And in the background, they've superimposed footage of refugees coming across God knows where into, probably Spain or something. You know, they've jumped the fence or whatever. I think there's a fence there. I think you've got to get across the water and then over a fence. Anyway, it's all these Africans, and they look like savages. And she's there, and they've got all these Africans behind her going, hey, we made it to Spain, you know. And don't go under the comments for any video that looks like that, you know. Because under there you'll see, thank God for Poland and Hungary, which is a bit unfair. on Hungarians and Polish people, probably. I don't know about now. I live in the past. Okay, so I'm in Hungary now, but I was in Poland recently, and I'm, you know, just finding out the news. Most of it's the first time I've heard of it, which makes it news. You know, I'm not sort of distributing largesse here. I'm not passing on knowledge, because it's not knowledge that I've got. It's stuff I'm hearing fresh. It's brand new, fresh news. And a bit of news I heard in Poland recently, which when I was over there, crosses over to what I'm hearing about in Hungary, and goes like this. There was a time, once upon a time, when Poland was carved up by the enlightened despots of that time, the late 1700s. I'm not into dates. I don't care about dates. The only date I know about in history is 1066, and I even forget that one sometimes. But anyway, there was a time, and you know what, if I was Polish, I'd be putting my own hand up, because it's a healthy way to think, and saying, listen, I'll take responsibility for this. The fact that we got wiped off the map, because that's what happened to Poland. But, you know, if you're going to let your empire decline and fall, you know, it's a good idea to blame yourself, because then you might make a comeback. Poland made a comeback. Poland's there right now, you know. So that's a good idea, you know, to have a good attitude. Doesn't always work. I can think of 50 examples where someone got wiped off the map and it just wasn't fair. But, you know, in Poland's case, you know, good on them. They made a comeback, you know. Now, I'm in Hungary now. You know, Poland The Hungarians, they're brothers. Look, everyone's brothers. It's a beautiful world. But the Russians and the Ukrainians, they're brothers. Ask Putin. The Poles and the Ukrainians, they're brothers too. Ukraine was part of Poland and Lithuania for a long time. I found that out because I was in Poland recently. I don't know who isn't brothers. Every time I find someone who's the sworn enemy of someone else, I jump into another period of history and they're allies. The Russians and the English, they're allies all the time. Russia's on our side most of the time. Every time there's a world war, they're our mates. Stalin's our mate. But I'm in Hungary at the moment. But that kind of puts you across into Austria as well. How come Austria isn't in Germany? It really should be. That was the plan, as far as a lot of would-be Germans were concerned when they were designing a Germany, German nationalism and all that sort of thing. At the time, there was this idea of a big Germany and a little Germany. And everyone was thinking, should we make a big Germany that includes Austria, or should we make a little Germany that's just got Prussia and all those, just the bits up north in it? And they ended up going with a little Germany. And what happened, which is pretty big, and what happened was then, one way or another, Austria ended up allied with Hungary. To which you could say, Austria, you're a big empire. Why don't you just take Hungary and just call it Austria? To which the Austrians might say, have you ever met the Hungarians? They're a pain in the ass. You can't make a Hungarian an ostrich, an Osterreich. But anyway, what happens is you find me making my way to Hungary at the moment. I'm in Hungary. And I can be in any place and time. No, I can be in any place at any one time. No, I'm in one place usually in all times. And right now I'm in Hungary, but I'm right at this moment, I'm in the late 1700s, at that period of time when Poland's getting partitioned, as they call it. Now, this means that Poland was getting wiped off the map. What happened was the Prussians, and the Russians, it's not an accident that they sound the same, by the way, I found out. But anyway, that's another story. And the Austrians, what you'd be talking there is Catherine the Great, Catherine II, Frederick the Great, Frederick II, and Maria Theresa, the average. I don't think she gets to get called the Great, but the three enlightened despots, as they're known in that period. Geez, if I was Polish, I'd be scared of enlightenment, because here's what happened next. The three enlightened despots of that era got together and carved up Poland and wiped it off the map. Russia took a bit, sort of chomp, Prussia took a bit, chomp, and Austria took a bit. And the Prussians and the Russians were saying, this is great, we're partitioning Poland. Now, I'm in Hungary at the moment, which is kind of connected up with Austria by this stage, late 1700s. And as it turns out, the bit of Poland that Austria is wanting to chomp off as part of this agreement between Russia and Prussia and Austria for a while, a long time ago, but not that long ago, because the Hungarians were not always in this area. They come from the Urals up in modern-day Russia, which wasn't Russia back then. It is now, where the Urals are, but that's another whole story. But what happened was the Austrians, they're allied with the Hungarians. It's called the Hungarian-Austrian Empire. It's called Austria-Hungary. Why isn't it just called Austria? Have you met the Hungarians? All you can do is ally with them. You can't take them, the bastards. Oh, God, thank God for Poland. Not Holland. Thank God for Poland and Hungary. Anyway, so here's the thing. Prussia Russia, and Austria are all getting together to carve up Poland, wipe it off the map, and all have a third each. I think Russia ended up with the biggest bit, doesn't matter. But the bit that Austria is getting as part of this deal, they didn't even invite the Poles to the meeting. These three guys, Catherine, Frederick, and Maria Theresa. Maria Theresa's a bit upset. Now, she's allied with the Hungarians, and she knows that some of the bit that she wants to chomp off used to be part of Hungary. They took it at some stage. She knows that. And she's complaining to the other despots, because Frederick and Catherine, they're saying, oh, this is great, I love it's a lovely day when you get to partition Poland, the bastards. And they're saying, we're partitioning that joint. And what you've got is Maria Theresa is getting a little bit upset. And she says to the other two guys, that sounds illegal, partitioning. I don't like the word. Apparently she actually said that. I don't like it. Don't call it partitioning. And the Prussians and the Russians say, we don't give a shit. We'll call it partitioning. That's what we're doing. Oh, I'm not, said Maria Theresa. And Frederick and Catherine go to, and they say to Maria Theresa, what are you talking about? You're not. Yes, you are. You're one of us. We're all bad guys. We're all good guys. And she said, no, I don't want to call it that. I want to call it liberation. They said, what are you talking about, liberation? You're taking a bit of Poland that you never really had. Yeah, says Maria Theresa, but Hungary had it. Well, not all of it, but a bit of it, Hungary had a bit of it. What's that got to do with you? Said Catherine. Frederick furiously nodding, Yeah, what's that got to do with you? We're joined up with them now. So we're on a noble quest to get the Hungarian lands back for Hungary, because they're our guys, And Frederick and Catherine would be looking at Maria Theresa, I'll call it whatever you want, let's just chop it up. That's how it went down, apparently. Maria Theresa, she wouldn't call it, because it's gone down in history as the partitioning of Poland. It's a huge moment in all of world history, the partitioning of Poland. In some ways, it led to a better Poland, believe it or not. Sometimes you can have, whether you're a nation or a human, an individual person, if you go through very, 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 very bad times, sometimes it can be the making of you or the breaking of you, as long as it doesn't kill you. It didn't kill Poland. Like a phoenix, they came back. But anyway, so the partitioning of Poland was only, 2/3 of it was partitioned. One of it was got back, liberated. And it's a beautiful thing, And I think that's the way Maria Theresa wanted to spin it. You can spin it any way you want, It says, Frederick and Catherine, but we're chomping it up, aren't we? But that's humans, we do that, We sort of say, we imagine some other land to be ours, and we say it was kind of always was, really, wasn't it? Because I wanted it to always have been. And God knows, I can't do philosophy. I can do physics. I can do history. I can't do philosophy. I don't like philosophy.